Main Street Millionaire, the wealth secret hiding in boring businesses. You think the only way to get rich is building the next big tech company or gambling on stocks. This book is about to change your mind. Main Street Millionaire is by Codie Sanchez. She's a former Wall Street insider, Goldman Sachs, State Street, Vanguard managed billions. But before that, she was an award-winning investigative journalist. So she sees things from both sides, and what she discovered shocked her. There's a term in American culture called Main Street. It refers to the real, everyday economy. Not Wall Street, not Silicon Valley. We're talking about laundromats, car washes, HVAC repair shops, plumbing services, dental clinics. The boring stuff you walk past every day without a second thought. And Codie Sanchez argues that these boring businesses are the most overlooked wealth-building opportunity in the world today. Let me tell you a story. Back in 2017, a friend came to me asking for a loan to buy a fruit shop. I knew nothing about brick-and-mortar businesses, so I asked him, "What's the logic?" He gave me 3 reasons. 1, fruit is a necessity. People eat it no matter what the economy looks like. It's recession-proof. 2, fruit goes bad fast. You can't stock up for a week. So customers come back 3 or 4 times a week. Insane repeat business. 3, the location was near a big residential community full of young people who care more about convenience and quality than price. I ended up investing instead of lending. $20,000 each. Today he has 3 stores, every single one profitable. The annual return? 10 to 15%. I once joked, "Why not open 30 and just retire?" He looked at me like I was an idiot. He said, "You think there are that many locations that meet my criteria? I'm lucky to have 3. That experience came back to me when I read Main Street Millionaire. It turned my gut feeling into a real system. Here's the core argument. Don't start a business. Buy one. Don't chase sexy tech. Embrace boring cash flow. Most people have been taught a binary choice. Either climb the corporate ladder or start a moonshot startup. Both paths are getting narrower by the day. 35-year-old tech workers fear layoffs and grind to learn new skills that might be obsolete in 2 years. Middle-class families with savings don't know where to invest. The stock market is scary, real estate is locked up, and returns on savings accounts are pathetic. This book offers a third path. A fruit shop, a dry cleaner, a garbage collection route. 3 big ideas from this book. First, boring is beautiful. The best businesses to own are the ones that are boring. Nobody dreams of running a drain cleaning company. But here's the thing, those businesses are recession-proof. When the economy tanks, people still need their toilets fixed and their lawns mowed. They have moats. Not patent-protected technology moats, but nobody wants to do this dirty work moats. AI can write code, but AI can't crawl into a sewer pipe. And they produce cash. Real cash. Not user growth metrics or valuation multiples. Cash in the bank. Second, buy, don't start. This is the most contrarian idea in the book. Starting a business from scratch has a failure rate of over 90%. But when you buy an existing business, you're buying a proven model. You get the customer list. You get the brand reputation. You get trained employees. You get cash flow from day one. Third, ownership is wealth. Sanchez says working for someone else will never make you truly wealthy, because your income is linear. No work, no pay. But when you own a business, even a small one, you own an asset. An asset that generates cash whether you're working or not. You can hire someone to run it. You can optimize it. You can sell it. That's the leap from employee to owner. So how do you actually do this? Sanchez lays out a step-by-step system. First, find the right target. She calls it the perfectly mediocre business. Look for 3 things. Sticky. The customer can't easily leave. A property management company, for example. Switching costs are high. Once a homeowners association hires you, they're not going to dump you to save $50. Sustainable. The demand has been around for 20 years and will be around for another 20. Not a fad. Not a trend. A laundromat. A pest control service. A fruit shop. Slow changing. The industry doesn't get disrupted every 2 years. If you buy a software company, the technology could be obsolete in 24 months. If you buy an HVAC repair company, the fundamentals haven't changed in 50 years. Where do you find these businesses? Not on business for sale websites, the prices there are inflated. Go to Google Maps and look for businesses with no website, high ratings, and hard-to-reach phone numbers. Why? The less the owner understands the internet, the more likely the business is undervalued. Or walk through an old neighborhood. Look for a shop that's been there forever, looks a bit run down but always has customers. That owner might be thinking about retirement and doesn't know how to sell. Then just walk in and start a conversation. Second, understand the real numbers. Small business owners often keep two sets of books. One for the taxman showing low profits. One real set. How do you find the truth? Look at bank deposits. Cash doesn't lie. Check tax returns. Add back the owner's salary. Their personal expenses run through the business, car payments, insurance, travel. This gives you the SDE, seller's discretionary earnings. That's the real number. A typical small business sells for 2 to 4 times its SDE. If a laundromat generates $300,000 a year in SDE, the price tag is roughly $600,000 to $1.2 million, which means you can get your investment back in 2 to 4 years. That kind of return is almost impossible in stocks or real estate. Third, use seller financing. This is the most powerful tool in the book. You don't need all the money up front. Instead, you pay the seller over time, using the business's own profits. Here's how it works. Say the business costs $900,000. You put down 20 to 30%, say $250,000. The remaining $650,000 is paid over 5 years. That's about $130,000 a year. If the business generates $300,000 a year in SDE, you pay the seller $130,000 and keep $170,000. After 5 years, you own the business free and clear, and it's generating $300,000 a year for you. Why would a seller agree to this? Because it gets them a higher total price. A cash buyer might offer $600,000. A seller-financed buyer might offer $900,000. Plus, if you're willing to put your money where your mouth is, the seller trusts you to keep the business alive. And for many retiring owners, getting monthly payments is better than getting a lump sum. Fourth, don't mess it up after you buy it. Sanchez says the first 90 days change nothing. Just observe. Learn why they do things the way they do. Why do customers love that employee? Why do they order supplies on Tuesday instead of Wednesday? Only when you truly understand the logic should you start improving. And when you do improve, start simple. Build a website. Set up online booking. Accept credit cards. Small upgrades can deliver huge results. One laundromat she bought grew revenue by 40% in 6 months just from adding a website and online scheduling. Is this possible in China? Absolutely. In fact, maybe even more so. China has its own version of the silver tsunami. The first generation of entrepreneurs from the reform and opening era are reaching retirement age. 80% of China's private businesses are family-owned. And over 80% of the second generation don't want to take over. They'd rather work in finance or tech in big cities than run their father's factory in a small town. That means millions of profitable, proven businesses will be looking for buyers in the next 5 to 10 years. There's a quiet wealth transfer happening right now, and most people have no idea it's coming. Here's the bottom line. In an age of hype, the biggest opportunity might be hiding in plain sight. Not a flashy startup. Not a crypto trade. A laundromat. A cleaning company. A fruit shop. These businesses are boring, they're hard work, and they'll never make headlines. But they produce real cash, they're recession-proof, and they're for sale. Tired of the rat race? Want to own something real? This book is your wake-up call. If this resonated, drop a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.